when these moratoriums and the COVID period is done, you're going to see, I think, a large wave of debt collection practices going on.
Tens of thousands of San Diegans are being sued for not paying their credit card bills and high-interest loan payments. And Team 10 investigator Adam Rakusin explains why the pandemic could make things much worse for people behind on their bills.
For many, living paycheck to paycheck,
this is it right here,
or close to it, is a way of life. You may think you're okay until something comes up and you need money fast.
Called this place, it was almost too easy to get.
Chris Madden says he needed to borrow a couple $1,000s to keep his car. He turned to an online lender.
I figured it was going to be a high interest rate, like 22% or something, and I believe I started making the payments on it and stuff, and then then I found out more about it.
Chris admits he didn't do a great job getting all the details when he took the money.
The interest rate wasn't clear of what it was.
When he finally did look at the fine print, here's what he saw. That $3,000 loan
turned into a $16,000
loan, and they're threatening to take any assets I have, garnish my wages.
Chris says he stopped paying. Now he's being sued by a collection company. That's how we found him.
I've never been sued before because I'm an honest person, very honest.
Chris is being sued for what's known as a Rule 3.740 collection. Basically, it's a way people can collect money for debts under $25,000. And companies are coming for that money. Team 10 discovered a 157% increase in the number of Rule 3.740 collections lawsuits filed in San Diego County Court from 2015 to last year.
If you look not just in the county of San Diego, throughout the state of California, and in fact the dockets throughout the nation, we have a massive epidemic right now.
Abbas Kazronian is a consumer attorney with an expertise in credit card defense and fair debt collection practices.
Essentially, paper pushing is what's happening. They are relying on over a 99% default rate.
Kazronian broke down the process for us. Let's use credit card debt. What he says is the most common reason for a lawsuit. Kazronian says when you default and the company is unable to collect what you owe, in many cases, they'll sue you. If they win and get a judgment, it's good for 10 years. So you'll still be on the hook for whatever you owed and now have to pay interest on the judgment. He says the original creditor can charge off the debt and get a tax benefit and sell the debt off to a third party if they want.
They're making profit in every single avenue that I've talked about. Most people are actually paying more than they are borrowing before there is any kind of delinquency. Then there's the tax write-off, and then there's selling the note post-charge-off as well, either pre-judgment or post-judgment.
Who are they selling those to?
Debt buyers.
The Association of Credit and Collection Professionals says consumer debt collection is a highly regulated industry, and consumers have rights and protections. In a statement, a spokesperson for the association wrote in part, litigation is one tool for creditors to recover legally owed debts, and often is the last resort if all other efforts to have a dialogue about working out a payment plan are exhausted. Kazronian says with COVID-19, he worries about people racking up debt they won't be able to pay back.
I think when the moratoriums and the COVID-19 period is ended, you're going to see a massive wave in aggressive debt collection practices.
It's just really hard to really understand it.
We met Chris just a few days before California went into lockdown and the courts closed. The courts reopened May 29th. In the months since they've reopened, more than 1,600 collection lawsuits have been filed.
I wouldn't want this to happen to other people.
Adam Rakusin, Team 10.
Kazronian says if you get sued, don't ignore it. Call an attorney. He says many will look at the case for free. We've put a list of resources on our website, 10news.com, including an interview on credit card debt and the